Okay, so here we have a TVZ between No Regret and XG King's Igers. The map is Daybreak, and Igers is obviously spawning in the bottom left hand side of the map, with No Regret sort of top, middle, right. So let's see what they're getting up to. ZVT obviously one of the most, I guess, thought out matchups in the game. ZVT is actually one of my least favourite matchups due to how monotonous it's become. Pretty much everything it's always the same, which from my point of view at least, as a player, gets quite boring. But yeah, there are several different styles from the Zoe perspective at least for how to play. There was Mute Play, which is sort of slowly being phased out, although notable pros such as DRG actually still use it. And then there's the Stefano-esque upgrade-centric style, focusing on infestors in the mid-game, as opposed to mutas as their tech choice. And from the Terran point of view, it's more varying on the openers. They can open with a 2-racks, they can open them with a Reactor Hellion expand, or what's most common nowadays is, which is the 1-rack expo. And occasionally they'll go into Clay Banshee off of that. Just put that down. So we have Igers opening. I think that must have been 12 racks. I'm pretty sure 12 racks is standard for Terran. And we'll see. It would appear as though he's not going to take gas, so he's obviously doing a 1-rack expand. And I believe, what's that going to do? Okay, so that's when he scouts. So yeah, we had No Regret going with 15 hatch, which is completely standard in ZVT. In some matchups it's regarded as greedy and punishable, such as ZVP, where you can reactively put down a forge and can rush and win the game. But from the Zoe point of view, yeah, that's fine, or ZVT point of view, that's fine. 15 gas actually. So playing a combination of greedy and safe. That's very early pulling gas, but he is getting pull before gas, which indicates sort of that he wants link speed to finish, so that he can counter Reactor Hellions effectively. But obviously those won't be a problem because Igers is 1-rack expanding, which we'll see now. I believe that SUV is going to go and put down the command center. So I presume we'll see No Regret. Actually, he went 15 hatch, 15 gas, 15 pull, which he could be doing a July Zag sort of style of Baning Bust, sort of lower econ. Yeah, I think that's what he might be doing, because otherwise there's no real sense to get the gas and pull down that quickly. Yeah, because most people, I personally open gasless until 44 supply, at which point I take 3 gases. And most people will pull off gas at 100, so let's see if he does that. So he is actually pulling off gas, so he's not going to be all-in. And he'll just power drone for the next few minutes, I reckon. Or at least, unless he's got some sort of trick up his sleeve, that's what he should be doing for now. Now this overall spot is very cute. That's an elevated position, so his command, I guess won't be able to see that. And obviously he's just checking and poking in to see if there's a command center there, and he sees it, so he knows that there's no 1-base all-in coming. 1-base all-ins in ZVT are sort of non-existent nowadays unless you play on the Korean server a bit. They're sort of figured out, so they're not particularly effective to do them, to use them anymore. There are still some very powerful 1-base all-ins, such as this sort of a mech style, including tanks and Hellions and a few Marines, and that seems to be quite popular on the Korean server. But other than that, 1-base all-ins are pretty much phased out of existence. So now we should see the mid-game tech part of Igers. Obviously he's throwing down 2 gases, which is standard because obviously you do need gas to expand, to open your tech route. And we'll see Reactor Hellions out of Igers. I don't particularly like people going 1-rack expand and then going Reactor Hellion, especially with the new Queen buff. It just seems the Hellions come so late that they're not going to be able to deny that much creep anyway. And we actually see a lot of links being made by No Regret here, and he is back mining again now. So I wonder, he's not got many drones, so I presume is he just going massling? Okay, there's a Baneling Nest, so he's going for a Baneling Bust. And this will hit slightly later than the one that July Zergs popularised, because that Baneling Nest, because obviously he pulled off gas. So he'll actually not be able to make that many Banelings. But Iger's, he's not able to produce Marines at the moment because he's making his add-ons for the Tech Lab. So 3 Marines, oh, he's in trouble right now. He's throwing down 2 extra barracks, but that Baneling Nest is going to be done in 30 seconds. He's going to have Banelings at his front door in about a minute. So I presume he'll get an upgrade or something. The Hellions are his only hope right now. He needs to go off and ward out the No Regrets zones. Oh, and they get surrounded. Okay, Igers is in a world of hurt right now. He's going to have to sack this base. He's going to have to lift up. He can't defend his natural right now. And hope. I'm not sure why he's still producing the CVs there. He's just there. That's a death wish basically. Once these 2 Hellions pop, he'll be able to prevent Lings killing his depot, but obviously the Baneling Nest is now done, and a Roach Warren behind this. I don't understand why No Regret isn't just making 8 Banelings right now, because that's all that he would need to do to win this game. By not killing Igers now, he's giving him the chance to come back into the game. What's No Regret doing? He's just kind of sitting here waiting for roaches, which aren't going to do anything. Oh, right. Okay. So he cancelled his Baneling Nest, and so that's a bit unfortunate. So he would have actually been able to win if he hadn't cancelled the Baneling Nest. I'm not sure if that was a mistake I presume that was a mistake putting the Baneling Nest down in the first place, but even then, going roaches now going roaches this late after already producing all the links for his roach laying all in, which is what he's essentially doing. His build order seems a little bit backwards. Normally you'd rather make the roaches first and then make Zerglings behind that in order to sort of take the game. Now that starport, it depends what he follows up the starport with. Igers is floating a lot of gas, so I'd really like to see Cloak Banshee. Obviously, No Regret doesn't have an Evo chamber, so he's doing a Roach Baneling all in. That's going to hit at about the 10-minute mark. I don't like this from No Regret. It seems like a really backward build order. And Igers is actually, if he gets Cloak Banshee, his Cloak Banshees do a lot of damage. He'll win the game. I don't like that he's moving out though, because last time we saw that his Hellions just got surrounded immediately. Or is he going to try and float his CC back over? Because he's going to walk 6 Hellions into 11 roaches. Okay. The fact that Igers has no bunker and is moving out, that's a bit unfortunate. If he'd been able to scout that the roaches were marching over, I guess maybe if he'd scanned No Regrets main, he would have seen everything would have been revealed. But yeah, things. Oh, he gets caught with it. So kind of very sloppy play from Igers here actually. Those roaches shouldn't have been able to just waltz into Igers' main. But yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, kind of unfortunate, a bit sloppy as well. But very nice seeing this all in IO. Again, a bit backwards, but you know, it worked, got the job done. And he's not actually had to morph any Banelings, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, that's a good game. So I guess just wants to make sure all of his SCVs die before he taps out. Oops. Okay. Whoops. Okay, well that was a good game.